What's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast number 82 with Todd Potter. It's a shorter one. It's only 20 minutes because I happen to be in an event with Todd the last 2 weekends. And I basically harassed him to come in and do this podcast with me. We basically did a short 20-minute podcast while everybody else was tearing down the ramps. So I ducked out. Sorry, Johnny. I ducked out for about 20 minutes so I could get this interview with Todd. We ended up talking about, bikes a little bit. I asked him some questions about favorite contest wins, stuff like that. And then we also talked about the fact that he doesn't eat animal products, really. So if anybody listens to this podcast, you know that we don't stay on the subject of bikes. I like to talk to people and just get their personalities more and how they are as a person versus just motorcycle stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And as always, the podcast is brought to you by Motion Pro. Go to motionpro.com if you need any kind of sick suspension tools or cables. They make you custom cables, quick pull throttles, they have the sickest tools out there. Presses for your swing arm, for your linkage bearings, which are the biggest pain in the ass. I hate doing linkage bearings, but I got a sick press. You can press them right out. Anyway, Stroker Industries. Go to strokerindustries.com. You can get the trigger, which is a push button self-venting nozzle for your race jug. So you don't have to mess with that little vent cap on the back. You don't have to worry about forgetting to put it back on. Then your cam falls over, leaks in the back of your truck, yada yada. No more. And last but not least, you tired of wearing gear with other people's logos on it, man? You can have your logo on it, you can have your face on it, you can have your dog's face on it, whatever you want. CanvasMX.com, quality gear. You can have whatever logos you want it. I actually got a set coming. It's got the podcast logo on it. Nick in my face is going to be on both of my arms up here by my shoulders. Got Comedy Collusion on the front. Who else has got a comedy jersey? Nobody. Because there wasn't Canvas MX before this. Alright. Also, Canvas MX, you want to order something. FMX East 10 promo code at checkout. You get 10% off. Because Chuck and I go way back. And he remembers me as the FMX East guy. So, FMX East 10, Canvas MX. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy it. A little bit shorter, but still, still a good little chat with Todd. So, welcome to the Toddcast, number 82. All right, we're recording now. Okay. What's up? This is not really, I don't know if this is going to be a numbered podcast because it's probably going to be short, but I'm here with Todd Potter.
What's up, y'all?
Todd happens to be in New Jersey.
For the 5th time in a week.
You're having
then
fun,
you would have
Todd.
been here the whole week.
He's having fun.
No, I know.
No, he was here last week and then he flew back out. He's very upset about it.
Atlantic City.
Oh,
Vans
okay.
Work Tour. That's
Got
where
it.
Jason Rowe got my bike.
Yeah,
and
buddy.
Then I did 2 Cycle Circus live shows.
Right, with us.
But I feel like I've been coming. Feel like I've been here for like a month straight.
But
Yeah.
you haven't even. You've gone home in between everything.
I know, but the time
Because
at home
you-
just like.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you got what going on now. You don't really ride that much. What's your riding status?
Yeah, I kind of took a step back from riding as soon as all my sponsors kind of disappeared. I just didn't want to start traveling and doing a bunch of shows. Not that they're not fun. I just didn't want to it's a risky business, and I didn't want to go out and be tired all the time and travel. I did that when I started my career, and I was just like, it just doesn't sound that fun. So I've been doing. I always knew that grading, earth moving. So we build custom home pads and stuff. That was going to be my backup plan. So when I bought a bulldozer and a skid steer and a water truck to do my track and my course maintenance, I knew that when I took a step back from riding, that was going to be my
So you were buying it to do your course and stuff, but you also knew that.
That was my backup plan.
Right.
If I couldn't retire off of dirt bikes, which I can't. So right now I've been like crazy busy at home. I just got my CDL license for hauling the equipment and stuff. So like every chance I get, I try to get in the truck and I've been running like custom home pads at home and
Don't tap on that. It's probably loud. Please.
yeah. I've been doing like custom home pads and working like over 40 hours a week. Just I work at the job for like 8 hours, but then I go get fuel and go get I just
Get stuff set up for the job.
so I'm up until 1 o'clock some mornings, just trying hard for that. And then I've been flying out after a big day like that, red eye and coming to the East Coast, which is cool that I can do that. And I'd like to thank Jason for having me out for these shows, but it's been really taxing on me and my family. Like I haven't been able to see. I just had a baby almost 2 years ago, so like every chance I want to go see him.
Of course.
Yeah.
That means you're a good dad.
Yeah. Well, it's not hard to be a good dad when he's the coolest little guy. So it's like it's been awesome.
I'll take one of those.
Oh,
So the show just ended here. There was 2 shows today. Thank you, sir. There's Austin again. And basically we're supposed to be tearing down, but I just ducked out because Todd's been saying that he's going to do this interview for like since last week.
Yeah.
And here we are. He's trying to make it to some pizza joint.
Yeah.
So he's all like pressed because he wants to get to 00 pizza or some bullshit like that.
Well. Yeah. I mean,
he wants that pizza.
I've been on a plant-based diet for the last 4 years, and there like not every place has good options, and then like New York, LA, they just have like crazy good places to eat. And so the last time I came to New Jersey, my wife and I spent 4 days in New York, and I probably went to this pizza place every single lunch. So
at least that's a nice way to say you're vegan. I'm plant-based.
No, I'm on a whole food plant-based diet. I still have like leather seats in my truck, and I wear leather boots and stuff like that. So I'm not actually vegan per se because I'm not. I mean,
so you just don't want to eat it, but you'll wear it.
Not exactly. I mean, I look for boots that aren't leather and stuff, and it's just I did it for health reasons because the whole 41% of people in the U.S. have heart disease. If 51% of people had heart disease, they would call it natural aging. So that's scary to me because obviously it's what we're eating and so like when I heard that, I was just like, I'm gonna try to do a whole food plant-based diet. And when I switched, I liked it. Like I wasn't gonna do it forever, but now I enjoy it. I enjoy not eating animals, and like I love my dogs. We have cats, chickens, and all that stuff.
Do you feel like cows and stuff respect you more?
I don't necessarily think they respect me more, but I respect them more.
They respect us the
sure.
same. And most of us don't even care about them.
Yeah, and if anybody's ever seen that movie Blackfish, where they keep those poor frickin' whales in the
See, this is why you kept going, what are we going to talk about? And I'm like, I have no idea. We'll just get into some random-ass conversation. Because this is the stuff nobody gets to hear about, all you guys.
Yeah.
Is what you guys...
Well, I don't ever tell anybody that I'm vegan or whatever.
Yeah.
I try not to.
No,
like, I post a couple things every once in a while, but I don't try to do that.
You do pretty good.
I didn't switch for, like, attention. I switched for, like, not to have heart disease when I'm 50. And that's kind of what...
And you already have a wife now, so there's no reason to, like, show everybody how superior you are. That's just when you're trying to get a chick, right? You're like, check me out.
I haven't tried to get a
animals.
chick for like 10 years, so I'm out of
So there's no reason
to
promote that you are vegan.
No. But it is a huge movement right now, and I would say like 90% of vegans do it for like animal rights kind of deal, and then a lot of them do it for health reasons and stuff. But this is the thing: like if you go to the heart hospital and you have like a heart attack scare, they will put you on a plant-based diet, low salt, for the next 24 hours for sure to monitor you. And it's just crazy that they do that, but like nobody,
Well, I mean, this is a deeper discussion, but the fact that they don't give us like PRP after we get hurt, or you know what I mean, stem cells or something, so that you heal like Wolverine and then you're all good, is ridiculous anyway. And how many doctors, when you've gone in, have ever been like, listen, you need to take this vitamin and that vitamin? They say
No,
calcium.
it's a business.
Yeah, they
It's
want
a
to keep you
business.
in there.
Yeah. They're like, if I lose this guy as a patient, then I stop
Yeah,
getting
exactly.
my bonuses from the hospital or whatever, however it works.
So
But we can change subject. We
Yeah,
don't have
we'll
to
go
talk
back
about
to
that.
riding a little
Yeah.
bit. How do you like the 4-strokes versus the 2-strokes overall? Like, would you go?
So I really love my 2-stroke. Like I was kind of like bummed out that I had to switch. The reason why I switched is I'm like a diehard Honda guy. I've ridden Hondas forever. I barely got bikes for a couple of years from Johnny Campbell. So I basically got some bikes from Honda a little bit, but right now it's not. I bought this bike and he just helped me. He helps me with all the mechanical side of it, parts, whatever. But when they stopped making 2-strokes, I was like, fuck, I want to ride a brand new bike. Like so that's when I switched. When I couldn't buy bikes anymore, that's when I was like, all right, I'm gonna switch.
And the technology starts getting old.
So it was like 2010. Honda came out with the 09, and it was fuel injected. It was light. It was a good look. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll totally ride that bike. It was a little hard adjusting. I know that freestyle at X Games that year, I didn't really do that great. I would over jumps. Now everything is set kind of like where a 450 needs to go. Like the ramps are just a little further. Like it got adjusted and the bugs got worked out. But I definitely like my 4-stroke better than a 2-stroke now because it's just easier to ride.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I don't like about it is it's just a little heavy.
Yeah. Do you run your idle up a teeny bit or no?
I run my idle up a little bit just because there's a thing that happens.
It doesn't want to nosedive.
Well, no, not so much that. It's because sometimes when you're like just idling around, it does this thing. It's called flaming out, where it just goes and like stops.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to happen, like, you know, in the air or whatever. So I'll just run it up just a touch.
Right.
But it's crazy because I didn't run an idle at all on a 2-stroke.
Yeah, that's how I am. You have to continue to.
So like after I switched, I went back to a 2-stroke and had Mitch Payton do the engine, and I was like, I'm taking this freaking thing to X Games, and I'm gonna do best whip on it. I'm gonna crush it, and the thing just wasn't as fast as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna like do it, and I was gonna be like, oh, this is the fastest thing ever. And realistically, I should have got a CR500 because it just when you get off of a 450 and get back on a 2-stroke, it feels like you're riding a 125.
Yeah,
it's not fast. So that's the bike that I'll ride at like the track and stuff like that. But I did a bunch of upgrades. Like I put all the new pegs from the new stuff, and you know I used to run a WER stabilizer, and now I run a GPR. So I like put it to like what I ride now.
Yep.
I put like wavy disc on it because that was what, you know, I upgraded everything. So it was a cool bike, but I just didn't do what I thought it was going to do.
Right.
Yeah.
No, they're not the same.
The problem with the new ones is they're heavier now because of the e-start and everything, which is great. Like I did this show today, and it was hot out here, and so every time I came in the corner, I would just shut the bike off.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to get going again. I didn't have to like keep revving it. And
no, that's probably true because they do definitely, especially as hot as it was here, going that slow, having to creep around and stop, they overheat super fast.
So,
but you also don't have to go and blow them out. You don't have to worry about creeping around and then being like as you go off the ramp.
Literally, you can start a 4-stroke nowadays, and you can probably cold just rev it, and it's fine.
Yeah, I heard
but
they're
a 2-stroke,
warm.
you want to make
my 2-stroke runs supremely.
Because you run straight race gas.
Right off the trip.
That's
run
one of the
straight
other
race
things
gas,
that's good
that's
about
why.
the new. You know, maintenance is a lot more on 4-strokes, but I mean, race gas is what, $80 a 5-gallon jug,
Yeah.
and you don't have to run that now. So I love it. I love not running race gas.
I run it for the smell.
I mean, I love race gas because it like smells good. It runs really crisp, but you don't need it.
I like not having the mixed fuel too.
Oh yeah, that's great.
But shout out to my boys VP coming out with T2. Don't even have to mix fuel for a 2-stroke anymore.
Yeah, well, you're still paying $80 for 5 gallons, so.
Well, that's why I was shouting out to him.
Yeah. All 5 people that listen to this, tell them.
Danny D. Wayne.
Danny
pass
D.
this
Wayne,
on.
tell them. What's your like best trip that you ever went on doing freestyle? Like the most memorable.
This one, probably.
Austin says this one.
This one was definitely nice, but I don't know. I would have to say it was like some of the older stuff, just because like when I first was getting into it, it was all so new,
Yeah.
and everything was cool. Lusk was around. Like we had a solid crew going to all the X Games.
Well,
like,
there was a bunch of you young guys that came up together too, so that had to have been probably fun.
yeah, like Australia's always been good to me. It's not Australia. I always tell people Australia is awesome because everybody speaks English, and it's like everybody's super nice there, and they they're really welcoming, and the crowds are like out of control. Like at all the Krusty shows back in the day, and it was just that was good stuff. But yeah, I don't know if I have like a favorite place. I take little things from every place that were fun, but
How about like the most meaningful contest win?
so I have a couple that for different reasons, but one of the most meaningful ones is the 2012 X Fighters, because the course was like out of control. It was like so. Like I remember like kind of being scared to gear up.
That's the one at Glen Helen?
Glen Helen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like,
Had that big step up.
well, I mean, just every jump. We were hitting everything in third gear, and there was like 2 ramps on the whole course. So, 2 75-footers, and then everything else was like third gear dirt hit. There was a quarter pipe, the step up, like it was.
Which, how many people were flipping dirt at that point? You,
a lot of people were
Twitch,
flipping
was
dirt,
there?
but a lot of people that flipped dirt at that time wouldn't go there and flip all those jumps.
Right.
It was like
Was Twitch there?
it was a nasty course. No, I'm glad that like Twitch and Nate and all those guys didn't come, because it was a little easier to get there.
Yeah, that was still
The
pretty
win.
much your type of course, I would say. Although Twitch, I bet, would have been difficult on big dirt stuff as well.
Yeah, at that time Twitch was kind of like moving away from the freestyle. So, but yeah, if he was like in his prime or whatever, he would have been one of the guys to look for on that for sure.
Right.
Like when LG came around and he won the first.
Yeah.
He might have won the first one or second one or something, but LG course was sick always. Even like, not to bag on X Games, but like the course right now, like I don't like tune in to watch the freestyle. What? It's not really. They need to get back outside and like do like an actual course.
Yeah. Use
It's
the ramp.
it's not. It's not as good. Like the years that I did it, like the first ones with the state. They had the best trick and stuff in Staples, which was awesome because you didn't have to deal with weather. But then we had like the Depot Center, and then I did one at the Coliseum, and the courses were just sick. Like,
Yeah.
I hated double doubles because like when you get back on from like something nasty, you have to put your feet just right, or you're gonna shift.
For people that don't realize, those things were like,
scary.
they were like detour.
Yeah.
It was like a bowl. Like there
Yeah,
was not
there was a
really a
constant
flat.
transition.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was not a
Yeah,
flat on them. So if
It
you weren't
was-
set like right on your pegs from, especially coming back from something gnarly, like geez.
Yeah, there was guys that took off their shifters, because they're like, I just don't want to do that. But that's the other thing about 4-strokes. If you shift into first, you can probably make it over the next jump. On a 2-stroke,
As
you're
long as it's
backside
80 feet,
Well,
not
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
100 and something.
but now or before, if you were in first, just hit the brakes and pull out of the whole thing.
Old detour days on 250 2-strokes, when we were talking about those big 96-foot dirt hits, they were hitting those in second. I was blown away. I was like, there's no way second's going to make that.
On and 2-strokes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like everything it's got.
Yeah. Ring
like,
it up, back
yeah.
off a teeny bit, save
Yeah.
a little bit of motor,
See,
and ring it back through it.
What needs to happen to FMX is the same that needs to happen to Supercross. Get rid of these 4-strokes. They're too good of machines. Get people back on 2-strokes, or you have to fucking
Yeah, but it's like a carb
actually
compliance
have skill.
thing.
Yeah.
And in Supercross, if you don't know how to carry your speed on 2-stroke, then you ain't doing shit.
Well, that's why Straight
cut
Rhythm
out
was
of
so
it.
good this year, because as soon as you clipped one,
you messed up the next rhythms. On 450s, they're just like, ball, bury it. Yeah, exactly. Sit down and still make the rhythm. Todd, you were saying that you would start like 50 feet in front of the ramp in first gear and just wring its neck on a 450
Yeah.
to 75.
Yeah. So when I was training for like X Fighters and like, I actually like started getting serious and like I was like, I can be one of the dudes that wins these things. So I started like going and being like, what are some of my weak spots and this and that. Double doubles were, so I like started hitting the ramp in first and like flipping in first and doing all my stuff because if
How does this sound?
no, because I wanted, if I missed a shift, I wanted to be able to like, so I like flipped first, second, and third, just in case. So I did it. Like
So that way, if
so
you
I knew-
upshifted by accident,
so then I would know that I could do whatever I was gonna do. So I'd like run through my tricks and
that's
stuff. And
so
like, third.
gnarly.
Yeah, it was just my way to be prepared, and I would like flip every dirt jump, whatever. But I was telling somebody a story. Paul Smith came to my course. And
R.I.P. Paul Smith.
R.I.P. Paul Smith. Anyway, he came to my course, and like for those of you who don't never rode with Paul, or he would come out and measure exactly the runway that he needed, and he looked at me and he's like, "Hey, how far's your ramp?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I think it's like 75, maybe 76 feet." And he like looked at me like I was crazy, and I'm like, "No, I put the cement there." But I haven't measured it in years. Like, it's probably been 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, the ramp shifts back and forward, but I have no idea where it's at.
You just straighten it.
So he, like, measured it and went out, and I was like, "Hey, Paul, check this out." And I went and I was like, "Hey, this is first gear." And I'd hit the ramp. And then I came around in second, third, fourth. And at that time, I don't know if I hit it in fifth before, but, like, I hit it in fifth, too, for him. And he's like, you know. He just thought he was blown away. Somebody, it was
But he loves that.
it was cool. It was cool. You have to hold the clutch in fifth. You have to get like mega speed coming in and like actually hold the clutch in because it could stall. You know.
Because you're lugging so
Oh,
hard.
you're lugging so hard.
Oh my
It's crazy.
god, dude.
Seems like a great idea.
Yeah.
Dude, the other thing I heard that we brought to some people's attention was that if you under rotate a flip, you can just click a gear. I say just. That's what Todd says, just. Click a gear.
Well,
and
like if
pin
you're
it.
under rotating, you'll pick up the throttle and like rev it up to like gyrate yourself to make the rotation.
Yeah, but this
your
isn't even...
gyration runs out. But if you click a gear, you have that whole next gear
Right.
to gyrate even faster.
Which I get, but what it is who the fuck thinks of that while they're stuck?
I know Nate Adams knows about it.
Well, now that he knows, who originally did it?
I know that Nate was doing it. Like I watched
That's
him.
where you heard
Well,
it from?
I don't know if like he taught me how to do it or not, but like I just knew that I've seen him do it.
I heard about Guy Cooper back in the day getting
what?
bucked super hard and
he would click up.
upshifting like
That's
twice.
exactly
He
what
just
you
kept
do.
it fucking pinned.
And you'll pull it. Yeah, it's serious shit.
But I mean, that's my point. And I had heard that, but it never dawned on me with flips. But I was still thinking about when I heard about it initially. I was like, imagine pulling and being stuck and just being like,
I'm gonna just upshift.
I'm just gonna upshift. Yeah.
Well, that's just it. You know that's your lifeline.
And when
So
you're
you a
comfortable
calm
with it,
comes over you,
Right.
and you're like, I'm gonna upshift to get it around.
I get it.
Like you're like, there's a way out of this.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's, I think people that do this, that's the deal, is that they're able to stay calm when you get into situations like that and still at least lessen the damage versus shutting off, and just...
Yeah, well, you
landing face
get like
first.
super tight in the ball, and if you upshift, you'll pull.
I just mean any instance in riding a dirt bike,
yeah,
where
you can't save them all, but if you have that,
Yeah, you got to stay calm
that
and try
knowledge,
to fight it as long
yeah,
as you can.
right.
It's when people just give up too early, that they end up in shit or just hurt probably more often than necessary.
yeah. Yep.
Oh, shit. Well, you got to go get pizza or something?
Well, I don't have to, but I'm
He
going
has
to.
to.
Yeah.
He has to get this pizza.
Well, who wants to go to New Jersey 3 weekends in a row and not go to New York and like hang out?
And you couldn't even get the pizza in, I
Where?
was trying to see, down the shore.
What?
I was looking at how long we were
going.
21 minutes. But down the shore because they got cheese. Did you just say
So we
screw
didn't-
it and eat some of the boardwalk pizza?
No. So,
This fucking guy.
you asked me earlier like about retirement and stuff, and I kind of didn't finish. So I'm not retired. I just, when I had my kid, he like loves it so much that like I want to ride a little bit to show him that I'm like ride. I want to make a little bit of money, of course, and then I've been having fun just coming out and hanging with some of the guys that I've never really ridden with, or you know, it's fun to like dip back into like what I used to do and get that feeling again, and
just hang out with us lowly show people.
And then it's on, but it's on my own terms too. Like I'm like, I can pick and choose because I have a full-time job. I can pick and choose the shows that I actually want to do, and I don't have to say yes to $1,000 in town. Like a lot of these guys are riding for $1,000 a show, which that's bullshit. When I was like not flipping in my early days, like 2004 of like riding, I would get $1,000 a show
because
and
pay went.
Yeah, it's like it started. My whole career started like down here. It climbed up a ladder, it plateaued, and now I'm climbing back down the ladder. But I don't want to be all the way at the bottom of that ladder. I want to like.
But you have enough of a name to be like, nah, I just don't want to take that.
But I don't, because I have a big nut to crack at home and like a family, and I bought too big of a house, you know. Like when I lost my sponsors, I literally thought like I'm gonna fucking lose my house, you know. Like, So I just, my riding kind of, like I could still do all the stuff, I feel like, but A, I'm getting old, and B, I don't feel like I get compensation for it. So
right, what's the incentive?
There's no incentive.
To throw the hardest shit.
Yeah. So I mean, every once in a while you'll see me do like a cliffhanger flip or something, but that's like on my own terms.
He wouldn't do it here.
Yeah, I didn't get paid enough.
There was 45 people here, he wouldn't do it for them.
What? Yeah. There was 45 people.
He didn't do it for the 45 people. If anybody, they sat out here in the middle of the day in the heat. They deserved.
Don't punish them just because they showed up.
They deserved. That's right.
No, we put on a good show for those two people. Bless their heart.
I bet they're sunburnt now.
Yeah.
They're definitely sunburnt for sure.
All right. Well, anything. I'm glad that you got to hang out, and it's been fun. I told you when we last weekend started that I don't feel like you ever cool guyed me too much.
I try not to cool guy anybody.
I had some questions because we were talking about. You said that basically we were the East Coast guys. So when was the first time you heard of me?
Probably around Dew Tour time.
Oh.
Like when you guys all showed up.
I thought you were watching shit on the internet.
Oh yeah, there was M80 and stuff. Yeah, that's for sure. When I watched all those shows, I'm like mad as fuck that their fuel's not around anymore. I'm like, I had so many ideas for shows to pitch to them, and then they fucking disappeared. It made me so mad. I wanted what? We can't cuss on this thing.
I didn't say anything.
What are you talking about then?
He said a question for you.
Dude.
Oh, there's a question.
When did you first hear of Austin?
Never.
No, I met Austin at Baltimore. He was like,
you don't even remember that.
Yeah.
Austin was all pumped about it. He's like, yo, I met you, blah, blah, blah. And Todd's just like, what? You were
I
there?
don't remember that.
Keep in mind I have a fucking job now.
He was a little kid. He was a little kid then.
Bro, I've been
How old
doing
are you?
Freestyle for a decade.
How old are you?
31.
That's exactly when I like got out of it, is a decade ago.
When you got out of it?
Like, stop trying.
Well,
Austin
No, I'm just
continued
kidding.
to stop trying for you.
Austin needs to get his ass to a foam pit and flip.
I've been to a couple of those.
Oh yeah?
Tell him, Todd. Are you putting pressure on him?
No, he should
May
flip.
work.
I mean, if you can do him into a foam pit and do tricks with him, you should be
First
doing him
time
on
after months and months and months, just pull straight to the wheels.
Well, I'm the first person. The first three I pulled, I over rotated and got back up, and you know, it was probably a year later when I started landing them, or even more than that. I jumped off on one I under rotated one, but I didn't under rotate it. If I knew what I knew now, I should have just hung on and you know.
Crouched down, looked real hard.
It sucks because I feel like my career would have been so much different. Because the first time I ever flipped, I mean, there was only like 5 people flipping, you know,
Yeah.
into a foam pit. Like I could have been making more money for longer. Or whatever.
Yeah, I started trying to flip early on. Travis did the first day. I'm going to the wheels, and Travis stands there and goes, but it looks funny. And he stood there for 2 hours until I could no longer flip at all. I would just loop out into the foam pit, and then I gave it up for a year.
Yeah.
So that was like super early, and
Yeah.
I was like,
What year was
same as I don't remember, probably like 05 or
Yeah.
06 or something.
that? I for sure flipped in 05.
I started flipping in
I might have-
07,
I
so it
might
was
have
probably
flipped-
05.
But I might have flipped into the foam pit in 04.
Yeah. I mean, I was
Maybe
in there
even
the
03.
same area.
I mean, I was teaching Deegan how to flip on a BMX bike at Point X Camp,
Yeah.
and I flipped a 50 at his house. That's how I got on 50 nuts, because Bo Manley told Lou Lawrence, you know, he just flipped a 50 here because he knew he was making the video.
Yeah.
And they called me up and they're like, "Hey, would you do a flip on 50 nuts for $500?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck yeah, I'll be there." When, you know.
How many you need?
Pretty much. So, I mean, I'm not even a 50 guy, but like, I went from bicycles to that
Back
to
when we were all into pit bikes real hard.
Well-
50 nuts was out there. We were like,
50 nuts in your mouth.
that's like when we first started into freestyle, and we were
Ryan
like,
Laban.
Yeah.
I feel like we were pretty far along in the 50K. Not that that's like a cool thing or anything.
Yeah.
And
They
then
had
always
gnarly
like,
trails, like
oh,
15,
dude, we
20
had the
foot fucking doubles,
biggest
like
fucking jumps.
9 foot
Third
tall.
gear to the stops. And
Yeah.
you're just
And they're
dirt.
knacking them, no
Oh.
for the cannon them and shit.
That's cool.
That's how I found them. They were riding the mini bike. Well, not him personally, but a couple of their friends were riding mini bikes on the BMX jumps in my backyard.
Yeah.
And I was just like, two of them were shredding, and I'm just like, you guys ride big bikes, huh? And they're like, yeah, because you could tell, you
Yeah.
know.
They weren't scared of the jumps.
No, and they were, you know, they knew how to ride. I was like, you guys definitely have big bikes.
Yeah.
All right, we should go and help. I thank you. I'm sorry that I had to harass you for 2 weekends here.
No, I've been wanting to get on it, and obviously I could have done it on the phone, but the audio is just better.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah. No, this is definitely better. And this way, at least, it proves that I actually
Met you.
know you. Yeah, and
Oh,
I
really?
met you once. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this really helps me out.
It
I'm
doesn't
glad.
even really. I'm like just a worker now.
What are you talking about?
I mean, it's weird.
You were
because
just on the flyers for this thing for the meet and greet.
I know, and that feels weird again because you know, I did it and then I got in. You know, like people like to meet me and
Stella.
stuff, and like I appreciated all that for forever, and then now I'm like working, and it's like weird to give an autograph again. It's
Well,
weird to like take a step out and then
Yeah.
step it back in. You know.
I get it, but you're definitely still, you know, you were at
Relevant?
the top level for a long time, but you're still a name to people that care.
I still do tricks that you know.
I agree,
some of
I
the other
never
guys
did.
That are
I never did.
I could go out there and do all my tricks. It's just the pay is not as what it used to be.
I'm not trying to make you do it.
No,
I already told you. Watching you ride around a course, just playing around, fakey stuff.
But I'm kind of sad because like I thought freestyle was gonna be big right now.
Yeah.
And
You
like
me
when
both.
I saw it fall off, I was like, it hits home, you know.
I
It's not
thought
cool.
that freestyle was going to get big on the West Coast, and then it was going to come over
It's all
here.
these lazy little
and it was
kids that
gonna
don't
get-
want to risk their fucking
Yeah.
life.
Nobody's fucking
Yeah,
doing
nobody
anything
wants to
right
do
now.
it. Like if there was more kids that came in that actually wanted to do it.
No, I ran all those amateur contests, and all kids would do is write me and be like, "Yo, what's the pay?" And I'm like, "It's an amateur contest, dickhead.
Yeah.
It's not. It
It's
doesn't pay
$50
anything."
to fucking enter it.
Yeah.
You have to pay me $50
Yeah.
to print the piece
Yeah.
of paper that you're fucking signing to get in here.
I consistently lost $500 to $1,000 on all those contests.
I
They're
got
like,
in-
"What are you paying me?"
I got into
Nothing.
freestyle right as freestyle died.
Yeah.
Like I was like the fucking year.
But
it
it's
died,
coming
I
back
was like,
around.
Hell yeah.
Hey, but it's coming back around. That's
IFMAs, and I was like, let's go fucking party. I'm so stoked.
And
to
then
be
they
out here. And
canceled
everyone was
IFMAs.
Like, everyone was like,
I'm not
no, man, we're
partying
taking
anymore.
it serious this year. We're not drinking at all on tour. And I'm like,
cool. Well, thanks.
hey, fuck you guys.
You missed our tour. That's why.
I know.
All right, we gotta go help
Yeah.
fucking tear down.
Well,
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks for having me
Good
on,
riding.
on the podcast. I
You
appreciate
did
it.
okay for a retired guy, for semi-retired guy. I think those 50 people deserved a little more.
Like what?
Flippy flip.
Cliffhanger flip. 360.
My
Turn
whip
down
flips
three.
are 360s, okay? Like if you want
Depends on who. Depends on who you
There's
ask.
like 2 guys that are good at 360s, and then the rest are flips.
All right, we'll
All
give
right.
it to you. All right, later,
you guys.
guys.